What is your schedule as far as like? Do you allow yourself bad food every now and then?
My vices in the food department are croissants. Thing is, that hits the dopamine button, and it's all about more. I mean, I can sink 5 of those things.
Chocolate croissants are my jam.
Oh, really? I don't adulterate my croissants.
Really?
No, maybe extra butter. For me, it's all the savory stuff. Savory, salty. So it's croissants every once in a while. Or
have you had a chocolate croissant?
I have.
Pretty goddamn good. You like
I'm
them?
with him. I'm all butter.
Really? Butter's nice. Yeah. Butter's nice.
I think the all butter for me justifies having, 3 or 4.
When I lived in New York, I used to love buttered bagels. Or buttered rolls. They do not have that out here for some strange reason. It's like a common thing. If you go to like a deli in New York, they always had buttered rolls. It was like just a roll with a lot of butter on it, and people would eat that with coffee. Yeah, out here, they don't have that for some strange reason. Or in L.A., they don't have it either.
I like how in New York, when you get a soda, even at a little 7-Eleven type place, they offer you a straw. It's one of the last civilized things in life to be offered a straw.
You know what I saw? There's a chart. See if you could find this of how we're supposed to be not using plastic straws anymore because turtles are dying. People give you plastic. They give you paper straws.
I remember the 6-pack container, those plastic things. And you see the seagull thing around.
Yeah, like the turtle where it like constricted his shell. Have you ever seen that one? Yeah. Like it got around a turtle when he was little, and as he grew, the shell became like an hourglass. It was really gross. But there was this chart of the countries in the world that pollute the ocean the most, and it's fucking stunning. And if we stop using plastic straws, we're not going to put a fucking dent in it unless they do. Like we're not even close to number 1. We're not even close to number 6. Like the leading countries that pollute the ocean, I think number 1 was Philippines.
I was going to say Southeast. Why would Southeast Asia have that issue?
I would imagine that when people are very poor, the last thing they're concerned about is not polluting. I would think that.
I've seen those images of those giant like icebergs of plastic junk.
Yeah.
And I always hope that's not real.
Oh, it's real. Yeah, Boyan Slot is a gentleman who's been on the podcast before. Has developed this device for it sifts the ocean. It's like it floats over the top of the ocean, and it has this collector that sucks up plastic, and then they take that plastic and use it and recycle it and make like eyeglasses out of it and all sorts of other different things. So number 1 is China
by a wide margin. Wow.
Countries polluting the oceans the most. Annual metric tons of mismanaged plastic waste and total amount ending up in global waters. This is fucking insane. So China is 8.80 metric tons. Indonesia is number 2 with 3.2. Philippines is number 3 with 1.9. You go all the way down to the United States is 0.30.
Well, China's got no excuse because their GDP is way up there. They could actually manage it. But some of these other countries, as you mentioned, are definitely lower GDP relative to the United States and China.
Right, for sure. Like, definitely like Malaysia, Nigeria. But
China's got no excuse. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Is some of that them buying our stuff, though? Don't we sell our trash?
We buy it from them, bro.
Oh, okay.
I mean, trash.
Yeah.
Buy their trash.
They take it, and then we're like, here, you deal with it. I've heard of that happening. I don't know, not to a gigantic extent like that. I don't know about,
Right, for waste management, right? Yeah, like they might have a company that handles that, perhaps. I mean, but also they produce so many plastic things. I mean, think about the amount of things that are plastic that are produced in China. It's pretty extraordinary.
I remember for a while there was a discussion about kids' toys with the coloring, and the toxins in plastics.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know if we're going to go there because we might as well, right?
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's interesting for starting 2019, I started posting things on Instagram. That's how I got my stuff out. Then I was going on podcasts. Now we have the podcast, right? But I've stayed off Twitter largely until this last year when I started putting a lot of stuff there. So you put stuff there, you start reading stuff there.
Oh, no.
And then, well, what's been really interesting to me is I followed this whole lab leak thing, right? Because early in the pandemic, people in my field started chattering about that. I love exotic animals, not to own them, right? But I'm really interested in animal conservation. And so the pangolin is an amazing animal. They pinned it on the pangolin early on, right? And there were articles published in good journals, several of which I'm on the editorial board for. So early in the pandemic, there were papers coming out really fast about, the sequence of the virus in pangolins, which were being sold in the Wuhan market, et cetera. And I was pretty disturbed by this, mostly because of the pictures of the Wuhan market. The exotic animal trade is just, it's horrible, right?
Yeah.
Okay, close confinement, these are beautiful animals that there's no justification for this stuff. But pangolin meat is sold at, I forget what it is per pound, but it's a delicacy, and it's considered very lucrative and to get pangolin meat, of all things. There's actually a female pangolin meat influencer on YouTube, and so
really?
It's like it starts to look like pangolin meat ASMR. It's crazy and disgusting. So they're kind of mixing, sexy women with exotic meats from these rare animals. It's just awful. So I was going deep down this rabbit hole of trying to understand this exotic animal trade, and then there was chatter in my field about the fact that one of the members of the laboratory